Welcome to another episode of the Smark Shooters Podcast. The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be in wrestling podcasts that you have ever heard in your life. I'm your co-host, Ernie, the Blur Without Fear. I am joined by my man, the architect, Nick Shafani. What's going on?
How's it going? Glad to be back. 2 weeks off. Had to get in here. Had to jump back in the ring.
Had an injury angle. He had to take some time off.
Yeah.
We've also got my man, the Limit Break, in here. Sean, what's poppin'?
How we doing, everybody? Nick basically playing the role of Brock Lesnar. Just shows up every few weeks.
Yes.
That's what you get to do when you're the architect. You just show up and clean house and just walk out.
That's right.
Dude, I can't be mad at that. I mean, I would want that contract. I would.
Sure,
If WWE offered me said contract, I'd take it. But
Right.
you know what? Speaking of awesome things, and by awesome, I'm not talking about WWE. Though technically I kind of am, because SmackDown was awesome, but we'll get to that in a minute. What I do want to talk about is something that is legitimately awesome, and that is the fact that this podcast is powered by New Wing Order. Want to give a shout out to New Wing Order, who, if I'm not mistaken, has been nominated in four separate categories. For best of Memphis. Which is just amazing to me. It was amazing to me. Their award-winning wings and Southern Grub. So it's not just wings. If you go to New Wing Order, you will most certainly be able to find. If you're like, oh, I don't really dig wings, trust me, they have something for you. Trust me.
100%.
And basically,
what fried avocado taco.
Woo, man, dude, you're hurting me, man. You're hurting me. But yeah, basically what we're just trying to let you know, man. Go follow them on social media. You can find them all around social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find them at New Wing Order. Website is newwingorder.com. And check out those sites to find out where the food truck is located week to week, because trust me, it's the best move you'll make in your life.
Yeah, they make it so easy to find them. It's literally 2 clicks away.
Well, and the thing is, and they usually wind up being places that, like, I would normally be. Like, it's never like anywhere that's like out of the way. You know,
Right.
It's like always like, oh,
They were too far away.
No.
Last week when they were at the golf tournament, it hurt my feelings because they were at the golf tournament all week and I couldn't get to them.
Oh man, curses spoiled again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that said, you know what? Let's talk about some wrestling. But before we talk about Raw, though, I do want to give a send off. I do want to give a little send off because we did lose a legend in the business today. As of this recording, we did lose the King, Harley Race. So just want to give a shout out to him. I hate saying thoughts and prayers and stuff like that because it's just a stupid thing to say to people, but I want to send good energy, positive vibes to his family, his family who survived him. Guy's a legend, and I don't think he gets enough credit for a lot of the things that he brought to the realm of wrestling. So,
all right, they mention him like every once in a while in some like random title match about like a streak or something. But you're right, underrated. R.I.P.
And that's it's obviously a tragedy, but at the same time, it's weird because it makes you kind of think like anytime a wrestler makes it to that age,
all of
a sudden it seems an accomplishment now. And God bless him, we'll miss him, but my God, at least he's not like some of these other guys dying in like their 30s, 40s.
35, 34, 35, 36. That's actually been par for the course.
Yeah.
Is 35 to 36, 37. And the guy is 76 years old. He died at 76. Man was an 8-time NWA champion. I know a lot of people, they always want to think, you think, oh, he didn't have many championships as Ric Flair. And it's like, well, look.
That's a pretty high bar.
How many people outside of Triple H, John Cena, maybe Randy Orton and Batista can say they've had the belt almost as many times as Ric Flair? How many people can actually say that?
Right.
That list is very few and far between.
R-Truth is about to become like a 17,000 time 24/7 title holder. So I mean, where's the threshold?
That vicious roll up of his.
Oh God, dude, wait a minute. The roll up is literally the most protected move in the history of WWE right now. Like the roll up, a schoolboy, for Christ's sakes.
I mean, unless you're Daniel Bryan and Mr. Small Package, you know.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm saying even if it's like, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre comes up and schoolboys me from behind.
Right.
Pretty sure I could kick out. Like,
oh yeah.
Come on. All you gotta do is get a shoulder.
Just gotta thrust yourself.
Right.
Pretend like you're Shawn Michaels and doing a kick up.
That's right.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Or you could be like Hulk Hogan and just be a total douchebag about it and kick out at one.
Yeah.
Just be like, nope, I kicked out at one.
Yep.
Nope, you didn't get me. So I guess that's good enough times. You brought up the 24/7 championship. So let's talk about it. So basically, we're gonna spend more time talking about SmackDown because SmackDown was here in Memphis, Tennessee, and all three of us were in attendance. All three of us were in attendance, and Raw. Not to say Raw was bad. Actually, from what I hear, Raw was fantastic.
Yeah,
it seems better than it has been.
Yeah,
I agree.
The general consensus I've heard is that this was probably the best Raw they've had in months.
It feels so more like Paul Heyman influenced.
Right. Well, and I do want to say this too, because my love of the ECW is well documented, and I remember the old days when ECW was on Sports South. And I think it was TNN, Spike TV, whatever, because that network changed names.
Yeah, Sci-Fi sometimes or whatever.
Right. We don't talk about the Sci-Fi days. We don't talk about.
Okay, sorry.
We don't talk about Sci-Fi days.
My
bad. No, we don't talk about that. A little visual podcast for those who are listening in the audio format. I was giving the no, please don't talk about that. Yeah, no go, don't do it. But no, I remember Paul Heyman was able to book matches, storylines. Things that, I mean, were they as grandiose and, like, over-the-top and sensationalized as what you would see on WWE or WCW? No. But they were storylines that were easy for any person to get behind. Like, okay, case in point. You got Taz in one corner. You got Shane Douglas in the other corner with the triple threat, which is Bam Bam Bigelow and God rest his soul. Actually, God rest both of their souls. Bam Bam Bigelow and Chris Candido. And it's amazing to me because he was able to tell a storyline that wasn't as sensational as like Dusty versus the Horseman. Right. God, no. But the thing is, it felt real. Like, it felt like something you were like, okay, these two men that are in the ring right now, they legitimately hate each other. They want to kill each other. And right now, and the thing is, they wouldn't do the collar and elbow tie up or anything like that. It's like, no, it's a hot start. Let's get to it. The Dudley Boys. The Dudley Boys were a force to be reckoned with. They came to the ring and would issue open challenges every week. Or if they didn't issue an open challenge, they would come out and just beat the snot out of whoever was in the ring. Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, that's how you... Heyman is an old school... Like, he's the closest you'll ever have to a territory day booker, like you used to have back in NWA, AWA, so on and so forth. So... I could feel his fingers all over everything I heard about Raw. Like, you just be like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, Brock Lesnar just shows up and beats the brakes off of Seth Rollins for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes. All right.
Give me. Yeah, that felt a lot.
Give me.
Because they didn't even announce that he was going to be there, right?
No. There was. Oh, they did.
Okay.
Yeah. So they said that he was going to be there, but they didn't say like what form.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like it was a tweet like maybe 30 minutes before the show or something like that. One of those things.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, were they in Minnesota? I'm joking. No. If they were in Minnesota, that's why he was there. Yeah. But no, one of the things I liked about it, too, is that Heyman did the thing I love. He kind of did a shout out to the Attitude Era, and y'all probably caught it too, but like, when they're getting ready to pull off with the ambulance, and the ambulance has to stop, it's because Brock Lesnar is blocking them, right. And he literally goes to the back of the ambulance and pulls Seth Rollins out. It actually kind of reminded me of the old Steve Austin
Oh yeah,
Bret Hart rivalry where Steve Austin, like, he gets in the ambulance with Bret. He's like, I'm gonna take us straight to hell, Bret, straight to hell, and just starts beating the snot out. I love that. That is one of the greatest rivalries WWE ever had.
This was for the first time that I can remember, like, with a Brock Lesnar match, that it wasn't just like he didn't show up like on the go home show in like F5.
Right.
Like, he like came out and he brutalized Seth Rollins.
Well, supposedly he's back. Supposedly.
Who's that?
Brock. Supposedly he is back, like, back. Like, not like on a... I mean, he's probably still on a limited schedule, but we'll probably see him more often than we have. Because, like, he's officially done with MMA. Like, I mean, we knew he was done with MMA, but it's like...
Yeah.
It's 1,000% official now that he is done with MMA. So people expect to see him around a little bit more. At least... or at least Shagger Dave Meltzer...
Yeah.
has theorized as much.
Which, that's fine. I mean, like, if he's gonna be the Universal Champion, and I don't know if he will after SummerSlam, but if he is, then yeah, sure. If he shows up twice a month, then I'm happy.
That is kind of how I feel about it. I would much rather him show up okay, case in point, not every wrestler's on television every week.
Right.
Show up once or twice a month, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about Sean? What do you think about this whole Brock, Seth Rollins, whatever the frack is going on with them right now?
Honestly, I'm kind of sick of both of them at this point. Mm-hmm. It's sacrilege, but at least it would be something different. I want a Brock Lesnar, John Cena type squash at SummerSlam at this point. Just
yes,
because I don't. They need
like Brock squashing Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
I it's sacrilege, I know, but we need some kind
Ernie,
of...
shut this down. Shut this.
Shut down. He's like, no, shut it out.
Pull a Shane McMahon. Cut the mic.
Cut his mic off.
Yeah. Ernie, you can do that, right?
I can do. Yeah, here. Wait a minute. Hold on. I got it.
I think we need some kind of repackaging for Seth Rollins or something, or at least get him in a meaningful feud that is not Brock Lesnar. Something needs to change. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with you there.
Something
I see.
Even if Rollins beats him, I mean, unless you turn around and have him defend it against Brock, who's he going to defend it against? Like, there's nobody on Raw. No. I mean, there are people that he could have good feuds with, but I don't trust WWE to actually do it. So it's almost like just have him get squashed, have him. But again, I don't even know. Even after that, what do you do? You
honestly,
turn back and challenge him again. Like, I don't know.
Turn him heel. Just turn him heel.
See, I'm actually, I have kind of like higher, I guess, like grandioso kind of aspirations for how I want Seth to go forward. Like, I would love, and of course this will never happen because it's the same as like the John Cena effect. But I would love for Roman Reigns to turn heel, and like when we get closer to WrestleMania, that's who's like challenging Seth, is a Roman Seth WrestleMania.
That deserves, yes, that should happen, and that should happen at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
but I would kind of like to see.
I mean, in between there, Seth can drop the belt a time or two or whatever. But I want Seth going into WrestleMania, I think, as champion. Like, if it's were to happen.
What I think could actually be good is, I mean, again, I don't know what you do with Seth, but if Brock retains, let him hold it till Survivor Series, maybe Rumble, and give Owens a shot at him. Let those two.
Oh my God.
I would love to see that.
Like, I feel like that would be an awesome, maybe not an awesome program, but at least a good match.
It'd be physical. It'd be really physical and fun. Yeah, no. I just think like we've gotten the Becky Seth experience now. Like, we've done that. God. And like that was fun for the first like couple weeks, but like that needs to end because it feels so damn corny and cheesy now.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
like,
easily.
Like, we love it, we get it. They're happy. They're once both champions or whatever, and they're probably about to both be champions again. But like, it's time to separate the two and let her continue to like build her credibility without being around Seth, and vice versa. There's no reason that Seth needs to be around Becky building his own credibility.
I actually want to piggyback something you just talked about, because I wasn't going to talk about. I didn't have any designs on talking about Becky Lynch today, but I am going to say something about Becky Lynch because you brought the heifer up.
Well, don't worry, I will always bring Becky Lynch up.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing. Here, I want to preface everything I say with, I love Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah, wrestling wife.
Yeah, dude, she is. I mean, her, Becky Lynch, Tessa Blanchard, Ember Moon. Those are they're just it for me. There's it for me. But here's my thing: when can we put Becky against a legitimate competitor? Because I'm going to right now. I'm not feeling the whole Natalya versus Becky Lynch thing. Like, what was it? I have heard multiple people across multiple YouTube channels and podcasts and wrestling personalities all say the same thing. No one talks like that. The way that Natalya is cutting promos in terms of, well, I'm gonna challenge Becky Lynch to a submission match. But you know what? She'd probably just not accept. So I'm not gonna offer it anyway. It's like, dude, people don't talk like that. You are supposed.
Yeah, it all just comes off so.
Oh God,
I mean, Ernie, to kind of jump on your piggyback is like, who is a conformal foe? I think you and I have talked about this kind of like candidly, but Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, dude. Why is Shayna Baszler still okay? Can we just go ahead and say right now that Shayna Baszler is the oldest person on the NXT roster?
Can we
just talk about that? She is almost in her 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to like air her out or anything like that, but I'm just saying the woman is in her late 30s.
But it's time, and like I'm still not even like a Shayna Baszler fan. She just doesn't do it for me. And I know some people like her, but she just
I think she's a good heel. I think she's very good at drawing heat. She's a heat magnet. She knows how to work the crowd, but my thing is she's not my cup of tea. I prefer my heels to be a little different.
Yeah. They could package her as basically what Ronda Rousey could have and should have been,
yes.
Basically without the name. Just have her go in there, destroy people, but she's better. I mean, I don't watch her too much on NXT, but I've heard nothing but good things. But like, I mean, is she good on the mic?
She's actually good. No, dude. First off, she's a better promo than like. Okay, first off, Shayna Baszler in her sleep literally just woke up from like a 24-hour bender would be a better promo than Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
That's how good. Like, that's the thing. She's good. She's good on the mic. She's decent in the ring. She knows how to make her moves look legitimate. I just don't like her from like an aesthetics standpoint. Like, I like my heels to be like what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, case in point, Tessa Blanchard, who is she's not a heel anymore. In Impact, she's a face now. But the thing is, when she was a heel, she carried herself with a certain level of like charisma. Like case in point, she's the closest thing that I think you could ever get to a Tommaso Ciampa in a women's division. Yeah. Like she was a braggart. She coveted the women's championship. She was like one of my favorite things when she would beat somebody. Like, she would stand over them and then turn around and then kind of kick her feet like she was a dog. Mm-hmm. Like kicking dirt back. Dude, I fucking love it. Also, can I just say, she looks just like her daddy. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But, like, when I first saw Tessa Blanchard, there was no way you could tell me that was not Tully's kid. Yeah. She has got the jaw. But she is so beautiful.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, just to kind of wrap that up, as far as, like, the next – really the name that's on the roster that can give Becky a run, I think it would be Shayna Baszler if she got called up.
Well, and here's my other thing. I actually think that I would have rather Ember Moon went after awesome. Becky. That would have been a match.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Becky. When was her last good match? Like a legitimately good match that you weren't just like.
I mean, it had to be a Charlotte Flair match, right?
Exactly.
Like, exactly. I can't think of one because she did the program with.
Even her match with Asuka wasn't that great. Lacey Evans, garbage.
Like, I mean, that was terrible for like to come off of like the build they did for Becky to become against Lacey Evans, and then I think if it was her and Ronda at WrestleMania instead of throwing Flair in there, like it probably could have been a good match, but it was just.
I think it would have been
it was just too much.
Yeah.
How about this? Real quick, I do want to, because I don't know if we kind of talked about this a little bit off the air, but what is everyone's thoughts on Maria Kanellis being the first ever pregnant WWE champion and also the first pregnant 24/7 champion?
This just reeks of like bad Attitude Era angles. Like it's just so just over the top and forced. And honestly, I won't say I love, but I loved Maria back in the day when she like her first run WWE. She was always one of my favorites. And now I'm just, and I get she's supposed to be heel, she's supposed to be annoying, whatever. But my God, I just wanted her to go away. I'm sick of her at this point.
I think it's such a shame that, and like I guess it was kind of a cool moment for last week on the Raw reunion or whatever, that Kelly was the first like woman to win it. But for me, I would have appreciated it more if Maria Kanellis was going to win it, she was going to be the first woman to win it. Like, not someone who's on an active roster member. It's just one of those things again where like, okay, yeah, great. We're so happy you put it on a woman. You just put it on the wrong woman, someone who's not active. Like, put it on. I mean, how is I was about to call her Trinity, but Naomi. How is Naomi going to sit there?
I mean, her name is. I mean, that's her shoot name.
Yeah.
But no, why? Okay, first off, what is? I mean, Grant. Actually, I know what Naomi has done. I know what she's done to get her kind of in the doghouse. But my thing is, you have all of these wrestlers, all these talented wrestlers. Case in point, and this will kind of lead us over to SmackDown. Did anyone notice there was a certain women's tag team match that was teased the week before on SmackDown? In a very awful promo between Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, and in a where basically, I'm trying to see if I can remember exactly how she said it. Mandy Rose
she said we've got a tag team match against
the Iconics.
Yeah, the Iconics.
Mandy said that, and then Sonya says, "Are you saying we have a women's tag team championship match?" And she's like, "Yep, and if we win, we deserve a women's tag team championship."
Yeah.
Like, and welcome to welcome to another edition of Nobody Talks Like That. It's dumb.
And Sonya Deville's face afterwards was like, where do I go from here?
And like, if you're gonna do scripted and terribly scripted promos at that, don't do them live. Just record it, play it as if it's live. But my God. Don't
do it like they did the Roman segment.
Cut. Re-record. Let's go again. Like that was just embarrassing.
Yeah, because the Roman segment, the Roman Reigns segment, that was not live. That was clearly pre-taped.
Right.
Just like all of their big, like, oh hey, we're destroying something on the set, or someone's getting hurt on the set, in a crazy, ridiculous like movie style angle. Oh my God. Anyway. So yeah, I'm sure. I don't know if any of you noticed that we didn't get that women's tag team match.
I did notice that.
So the Iconics did not defend their WWE Women's Championships, and now
nor had a match.
Nor had a match. Was not even present. I don't even think they were in the city. Are
they the longest reigning champs now?
Yes, they actually passed. They actually became the longest reigning champs a month ago, I think, or somewhere in there.
Even wrestle
without having like.
I was gonna say, have they they've defended it
maybe once?
And does that count out?
Maybe twice. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think they put the belts up against like jobbers, like local jobbers. But I mean, like, dude, what?
Well, I've heard they've been having great like house show matches though.
Yeah. No. Oh God. The Kabuki Warriors. Good Lord.
God.
And the Iconics have been running a program on the house show circuit. So.
How do they call them? Whatever. Let's move on.
Well, even Paige.
I can't.
Even Paige thought it was a dumb name. Like when Paige is shooting from the hip on how dumb a writing decision is from WWE, that ought to let you know something.
Yeah. And I love me some Paige, but why are they even having her involved with them? Like, there's no connection.
Be mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Be the mouthpiece.
Well, because
Vince
here. Okay, there's three things in this world Vince does not like.
Oh God.
3 things. Actually 4, but we're gonna go with 3. He does not like people who sneeze. He thinks sneezing is a sign of weakness. He doesn't like people to see him sleeping because he thinks sleeping is a sign of weakness. He also, for the third one, he does not like people who don't speak good English. So, and here's, so exactly. So Kairi Sane and Asuka, like what I always tell people is like when you hear them talk, that's not a work. they don't really speak. I mean, they speak English. They just don't speak great English.
Oscar probably speaks the best of the two of them.
Yeah, well, and even then, it's still kind of like, because I watched Oscar on Xavier Woods' channel, Up Down Down, and she was talking to her normal speaking voice, and it was she wasn't yelling, but like she spoken about the same level of English that I'd normally hear speak on television.
Right.
But that said, I know WWE wanted to keep Paige in the public eye because the movie was coming out and everything, and they wanted her to be able to do something. But the thing is, I feel like when they did the whole new era, where the fans of the Authority, the only person who got screwed more than anybody else was Paige, because she was legitimately good at what she was doing. And for all of the hype about what the new era was supposed to be, and what it and how they pretty much reneged on everything, I feel like Paige is the one that is really getting the short end of the stick here, because she could still be a GM. Yeah, but neither here nor there. That was all in aid of saying SmackDown Live. So, oh man, SmackDown Live in Memphis, Tennessee. It was great. I was genuinely, now I don't know if you heard, I'm pretty sure y'all heard this. But SmackDown Live was rewritten at the last minute.
Yep, heard that.
By Vince McMahon, who came, they say he literally came in, I think like a half hour before the show started, rewrote everything. So that's probably why we didn't see the Iconics versus Fire and Desire or Absolution or whatever the hell their names are this week. But we did get to see some good stuff. They opened the match with a really awkward cell phone promo with Shane McMahon, which was basically just him saying, "Oh, I'm sad to say that I'm not going to be at SmackDown Live tonight," because of course everyone's going to be happy about that. But he's like, "Oh, everybody's going to be so sad." Blah blah blah. And then Kevin Owens comes out, cuts a promo on Shane, who is not present. And which it was a good promo. I didn't like the way he was kind of cracking. He was kind of false cracking his voice, as if he was hurt. He was genuinely hurt. I knew what he was trying to do, but I was like, "Ooh, man, stop doing that." But I like the promo overall. Of course, Drew McIntyre comes out, and Drew McIntyre, I would watch him do anything.
Yep.
The guy is like, once again, the Samoa Joe effect. The guy he looks like he has killed somebody.
Yeah.
I believe this man is the Scottish psychopath. I legitimately believe this man has bodies hidden in a cellar somewhere.
What continues to astonish me is you have Drew freaking McIntyre, who is like the prototypical Vince McMahon guy.
Yep.
It seems like Vince should be going out of his way to push this guy, whether we want him or not, and most of us do want him.
Yeah, for once.
Like, the one thing if Vince just did Vince, we'd all be happy.
Which is weird. When would we ever say that?
Burying him. Like, what is he doing? You've got a surefire, just
world champion.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's good on the mic. He's got a good physique. He's got moves. He can go. He can have a match with anybody. And he's even I don't mean this in a negative way, but he's a company guy. Like, he actually puts on the cape and white knights for WWE when people talk smack about it. Like when I almost called him by his, when Jon Moxley was shooting on WWE, even before he left, like Drew McIntyre was talking wild spicy about Jon Moxley. He just didn't say who, but once we realized what Jon Moxley was going to go do, that's when you could put two and two together and realize, oh, he was talking about Jon Moxley. Right. And also Sasha Banks and various other people who have had a problem with WWE. Like, he's like, no, I'm here to make myself a champion. I'm here to win it all. And he wasn't even in gimmick. He was literally being like, he was shooting. Said,
I mean, that match was fantastic.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I got to take Paul.
Okay, yeah.
People who are watching who don't know who Paul is, but he's my youngest brother, and of course, both my brothers don't like wrestling. Don't know how we're actually siblings, but it turned out to be that way.
It actually amazes me Adam does not like wrestling. It really amazes me because I was so certain he liked wrestling.
I think it's so funny because the way that Adam doesn't like get involved or like touches wrestling is kind of the same thing with me in tabletops, right? Like, think I would be in the tabletops, but I just can't get into them. So it's like the same thing with Adam.
Yeah, it's it's the one space where y'all don't meet in the middle.
Right. But so either way, I got to take Paul. And if there wasn't a match to open the night to convince Paul, like, okay, yeah, I'm down. Like, it was this match. Like, it couldn't have been a better opening match for the night because you put Drew McIntyre, who he was like, that dude's ginormous. And then you got KO with the hashtag dadbod going around, flipping all over the place. And Paul's like, how is he able to do this? Like, because this is effing wrestling, bro. Like, this is how this goes. You know,
this is normal.
Yeah.
It's just Tuesday.
Like, yeah, exactly. So what a match to open the night and then like sell people who never watch wrestling. That's a match you can turn on. Like, this is what wrestling is nowadays. It's not the bullcrap attitude area of, you know, I don't know.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. Right, we're not doing that anymore.
Or women in skimpy bikinis. It's it should be a good product like that match is.
Let me ask you a question. Because I know that not to flex, but Sean was sitting ringside, like right there at the corner of the entrance, like of the I guess like the entrance ramp. Like you were like right there at the corner, like right at ringside. I was facing the hard cam, so like facing the side that you see. I was on the side that you see when you watch it on television.
Right. So is Mel.
Yeah. Let's say, and dude, first off, me and Cynthia went back and watched some of SmackDown, and like we actually saw ourselves at the very beginning.
That's awesome.
During the when they were showing like the crowd's reaction to Shane saying he wasn't going to be there, I saw me holding Cersei and Cynthia right next to me, and my mom. Everybody was like, yeah, we were like going, yeah, like because we're being marks, because that's what we do. We know what this is. But when I go to a live show, I want to mark out. But that was all Native saying that we were all at varying angles. Because like you were up in where you say you were what, Pinnacle
6, yeah.
Pinnacle 6, okay. So we were all at varying angles. So I wanted to know what this looked like. So at the point, because you know when you're watching it live, they don't because Vince got rid of the whole thing where like they can't wrestle in between matches. I mean, in between commercials. Or that didn't come out right during commercial breaks. So they kind of done away with that for the most part. But I thought it was so weird watching Kevin Owens sell for an inordinate amount of time during a commercial break. I was like, dude, he is selling his ass off. Yeah. And, like, I just wonder what that looked like to everybody else. Because to me, I'm sitting there, I'm just kind of like, damn, dude, Kevin Owens, man, he is selling, dude. He is.
Oh, man, he was taking bump left to right to left and all over the place. And that's what, I think that was kind of like what kind of attracted Paul to it was, like, it's, because especially, like, when you're in person, the sound of that bump of a mat sounds so much more different on television, like than it does on television.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like it sounds like it hella hurts when you're in live. Like when you're sitting up. I mean, because I was sitting up, I had a really good seat. Shout out to Kevin Cerrito for that. But like for where I was, it was still pretty. I could still see very, very well.
Right. I don't think there's. That's kind of the good thing about the forum too. There's really not a bad seat in the house. Like I mean, like honestly,
Mercedes-Benz for WrestleMania, yeah, hell,
oh yeah,
seats in the house.
Oh yeah, no, that one, God,
yeah.
Behind the Titantron.
Yeah, that was San Francisco.
Yeah,
or Dallas. But yeah, I mean, it just he was all over the place, man. Kevin Owens was showing out. It was great.
Sean, what were your thoughts on the whole KO Drew McIntyre?
I was pleasantly surprised, I'll say, with that match. It's the type of match that you see and you're like, this should be great, but it's also the type of match you're like, this is gonna be some BS finish. I'm like, there's no way Shane doesn't show up and be like, oh, hey, guys, I'm actually here. Run out, cause a DQ finish, whatever. I'm like,
right.
That's what I was expecting the whole time. And then when they went, geez, I don't know, 15 minutes? It was a really long match and went to a clean finish with Owens going over. I was borderline blown
And Owens hit the double stunner, right? Like he hit a stunner and then something happened and he hit another stunner, right?
Yeah, I think so. I believe that's correct.
I think he just did the ones. He hit him with the pop-up power bomb.
He did. He pop-up power bombed him.
Yeah,
but he didn't get the win on that one.
And pinned him. Yeah, but no, it was great, and it's obvious. Like you can tell. I could barely see the not the Titantron, but whatever the TVs above the ring.
Right.
I could Jumbotron.
When I look straight up, I could just I was at the extent of the viewing angle, but I could kind of see it. And you can tell when they don't have that WWE live down in the corner.
Right.
I was for that. I'm like, they're not. This has to be a commercial, right? And I look up, and sure enough, I'm like, oh yeah, they're at a commercial, and it kind of explains why.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening for a while. Like, okay, that makes sense.
Well, the experience I had, and we'll move on to the next thing. So watching this match unfold, the best part of the match for me, actually, because the match was amazing. I don't want to take anything away from that, but the most fun I had the entire night was that I, at multiple points, almost ruined wrestling for some kids in front of me.
Oh, no.
Because, because we had these two, they were like, I think maybe 8 or 10 or something like that. But they weren't smart to the business. At least I didn't think they were. Right. So we're watching the match unfold. Like, stuff was happening. Like, there was a point where, Kevin Owens is hitting Drew McIntyre with a pop-up power bomb. I think he did like a moonsault he did a swanton. He did a swanton bomb. And, he was doing all these different moves and getting all these near falls. And Drew McIntyre was doing the same. And then, like, the whole time I was like if it was KO, I was like, nah, dude, you got to hit him with a stunner, man. You ain't gonna win off no swanton. And then, or if it was Drew McIntyre, I was like, oh man, you're not gonna win with the Claymore, man. You're gonna have to hit him. You're gonna have to hit him with that. It's like an inverted Alabama slam or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, you're gonna have to hit him with that, man. There's no way. Or like when they were talking about Seth Rollins, saying, Seth Rollins' injury is undisclosed and we don't know when he'll be back. And they were like, "Oh man!" And I was like, Seth Rollins is fine, man. He was at Labana earlier taking pictures with kids, man. Yeah. Don't play with me." And they were like, "That's not what they just said up there." I was like, "Ooh, shit, let me shut up." But no, speaking of, and I kind of asked a question I asked earlier because I wanted to know if anybody else saw this. So Finn Balor, I know we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit, but Finn Balor, his match against Dolph Ziggler because reasons. So I was kind of hoping the Fiend would show up. I was kind of hoping Bray. I knew Bray was in town, but I didn't know if he was actually going to show up. And I was like, oh, he'll probably wait till the match is over. And Cynthia was literally sitting next to me. She was like, I think he's going to interrupt the match. And I was like, nah, he probably won't do that. And then next thing you know, no sooner than I say that, the lights start turning off.
Right.
And Cersei is terrified. Oh, no. Because she A, does not like loud noises, B, does not like lights turning off suddenly. So these were all her least favorite things happening at once. And then she you see the Fiend come out. Like, I'm kind of holding her up on my shoulder so she can see it. She's all just kind of like leaning back apprehensively the whole time. And I got excited because the Fiend, Bray, is like slow walking towards Finn Balor. And I'm thinking, oh, dude, he's doing like the whole Michael Myers, kind of Jason Voorhees bit where he's like slow walking him. Dude, oh man, that's amazing. And then they hit the lights and then he disappears. But I don't want to pull the curtain back too much, but there is nothing funnier to me than watching Bray Wyatt's big ass scamper.
So I saw that too.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't the only. Sean, did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I think the way they do it on television, you can't really see it. But like live, I was like, dude, he is running like someone told him the ribs were about to run out. He was like, oh, I gotta go get some ribs.
Well, what's funny is though, so I went up to get another adult beverage during that match, and I heard, the lights go out because they do that little eerie sound, basically like nails on a chalkboard, and I kid you not, everyone in the beer line, they ran to go see the Fiend.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a draw.
Yeah. Everyone ran. I was like, oh, I'll just get this beer then, and then I just happened to get back and I saw him run out the entranceway. So yeah, that was pretty funny to see.
I think Bray Wyatt right now is the closest you will get to having someone with a gimmick the level of like the Undertaker, where people like are into it, even though they know it's kind of bull. It's BS. Of course he's not a supernatural figure. But he's so convincing, people are buying it anyway. Is what I kind of feel is going on there. But Sean, what did you think about the whole Bray Wyatt Fiend bit? Like, there was a promo that came up too. I didn't mention the promo. Promo was really good too. The Firefly Funhouse bit that they did before it. That was really great.
Yeah, in general, I like it. I'm on board with the whole Fiend thing, but I think I've literally said this on every episode we've had so far. I still see how this translates to the ring.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. I kind of wish they would start doing some. I guess they did a little bit, but we don't always need to see the Fiend. I think seeing Firefly Funhouse just like Bray Wyatt every so often, if not more often than the Fiend.
Right.
I think that would help out a little bit. I don't know. I just don't want to see the Fiend. And what I'm hopeful for, and I think WWE won't screw this up, is even though I'd rather it be the Demon, this has to be a squash.
Yeah.
So the first time we see the Fiend in the ring, we're not going to get a long drawn out match. Like, this needs to be maybe a little bit of mind games. Maybe Balor hits him with like the stomp. He gets right up, whatever. Sister Abigail pin, done. Like, they shouldn't even really turn the lights on for this match.
No, keep it low.
This should be quick.
Well,
so I think at SummerSlam, it'll be okay. But after that, sooner or later, you can't just have him wrestle like in the dark every single time.
No.
If he's going to be a wrestler, he needs to be a wrestler. And I don't know how the whole Fiend thing will translate to that full time, but it'd be fun watching the promos and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude.
It would be a lot of fun if they, and obviously this will be after SummerSlam as well, but they do something where, Bray Wyatt as the Mr. Rogers character was like in a locker room, right? And he's like talking to a couple of superstars or whatever. And then they cut to a 1 or 2 minute match, a squash match, like Braun Strowman and a jobber. And then they cut back to the locker room, and like then the locker room is dark, clothes and shit scattered everywhere. And the say whoever the superstars, Heath Slater and Zack Ryder, are now like laid out on the ground, and you just see Fiend like pop out of the corner and then pop back out, like continuing to keep like the eeriness of the Fiend.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I guess let's go ahead and move on to the women's match announcement. Apparently, they've been talking about this for the past, I feel like 2 weeks, but apparently it was not made official until Tuesday. Is Charlotte Flair versus Trish Stratus for nothing.
Yeah. Just to
bragging rights.
Yeah, and just to remind everyone, because I'm sure Charlotte's going to win, but just to remind everybody that Charlotte is a badass still.
This is true.
After Bayley's title.
I'm actually kind of surprised that when Ember Moon did the whole bit with Charlotte, that didn't turn into. I was almost immediately surprised that they didn't make that match triple threat. Like I'm glad they didn't. But yeah,
conclusion that they were gonna end up adding Charlotte to that match.
Yeah,
thank God they didn't.
I'm glad they didn't.
Oh yeah, no, same. I feared the worst.
Love Charlotte, but she doesn't need to be included in every single title match.
Well, I mean, she's a 8-9 time women's champ now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, dude, let her. She needs to stay out of the title picture for a minute. But no, I liked the promo sort of. I didn't. Let's pull the curtain back a little bit. I know this was just a cheap opportunity to bring Jerry Lawler out because it's Memphis. I didn't even feel like he really even needed to be there. He didn't even really say anything.
He provided nothing.
Yeah, he gave nothing. He was just there for the cheap pop. You get the crowd worked up. But something we talked about on Twitter, dude. I was very baffled that when Trish Stratus came out, crickets.
Yeah,
no one was cheering.
I was really like, and this is just in light of some recent events or whatever, but like I was more upset. And I understand why he gets it, but I was more upset that Jerry Lawler got a bigger pop than Trish Stratus.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, I will say when she got in the ring, people started cheering.
Yeah.
But like when she was, I think it took, you know what I feel like? I feel like it took people a minute to realize who it was.
Or just she's actually here.
Yeah, like they're like, wait, she not just on the Titantron? Oh, okay,
right.
Cool. No.
I feel like I even didn't, when I first heard she was going to be there for like literally a split second, I was like, this is awesome. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing. Just get around the ring so Charlotte can come out so we can get this over with. And so I think it was a combination of some of the younger fans maybe just not even knowing who she was other than maybe by name. And then some of the smarter wrestling fans like the three of us, shout out, just kind of being like, who care? Like, we know where this is going. She's just going to come out, talk for a little bit. Charlotte comes out. It's exactly what happened. They set up a match. Charlotte's going to beat her. And it like,
well, even that
we've seen this movie before. And so I think just that alone was tough for some people to get too hype for Trish.
But even still, like, it's just one of those things of like, I don't know, like showing the respect for the veteran who paved the way type of deals. Because we do it with every other one. I mean, we do it with everyone else, right? I mean, like every other veteran that comes out, Kurt Angle or still freaking Undertaker, you know?
Hell, crowd even still pops for Hulk Hogan, and he's a piece of trash.
Yeah, so like just for. And I get because I totally agree with you saying, Sean. Like, we know what's going to happen, and so same circus that we're going to see all the time when they do a veteran or whatever. It's just one of those things that I thought that because I remember sitting up where I was like, stand, a-holes, like get up. This is Trish Stratus. You not know who this is? Like,
it was weird.
Well, the other thing, and I get why they do it, but. This seems like one of those things that you probably shouldn't have announced ahead of time.
Right.
Just have Charlotte come out to the ring, cut a promo about how she's the best and nobody can touch her and blah, blah, blah. And there's nobody in the back who wants to fight me and yada, yada, yada. Have Trish come out.
Yeah.
Totally
who would expect her to be in Memphis, Tennessee, right?
Like, right. I think the crowd would have popped for that. I think we just had so much time to just sit and stew and be like, okay, well, this is obvious where this is going. Just be a surprise. But no, you want to put her name out there.
So people tune into TV.
Yes, exactly. So
I mean, I liked the promos themselves for the most part. I mean, they weren't like the greatest, like light my world on fire promos or anything like that. It was your bog standard. Hey, I'm a legend. Hey, I'm the current hotness. We're gonna have a match because we can't get along.
Right.
Because you're old and I'm young. It was the bog standard cookie cutter promo. Now, I will say I did appreciate the fact that Trish Stratus put over the names of women wrestlers who were during her time who basically kind of paved the way for her and made her look like $1 million. She put respect on Beth Phoenix's name. She put respect on Jacqueline's name. I think I even heard her say Ivory. Lita, yeah. So I mean, I think she put respect on everybody's name except the one I was really looking for, and that was Jazz. Because Jazz used to make Trish look like $1 million in the ring every time. But that said, I won't hold that against her. At least she remembered the other people who had put her over. But yeah, this match, I've heard people say that it was the most interesting match of SummerSlam. I don't see that, but
I mean, it'll be fun.
It'll be a fun match. But I mean, I'm not feeling it yet. I'm not there yet. Now, I'm sure when the match starts, I'll be into it, but it's just like, it's one of those matches I'll be kind of like, if I miss it, I miss it. If I don't, I don't. Let's go ahead and move on over to, yes. What you got, Sean?
One quick little note. Sort of related, but not really. Mm-hmm. So I respect Charlotte. I think she's one of the best in-ring workers in the business today. Can't stand to listen to her talk. I get she's a heel. I get she's playing that up, but like all the little like nuances she has, it just drives me nuts.
No, I feel you.
However, probably my favorite takeaway from this, I don't know if either of y'all saw this. It was either WWE had gone to commercial or maybe they cut to some backstage promo or something to where what was going on in the ring wasn't televised at this point.
Right.
And she was walking out of the ring and she broke kayfabe for about a half a second and went up to some little boy that was across the aisle from me, right at the corner, went up and kind of did a little, like tousled his hair kind of thing and smiled. And I was like, oh, that was sweet. Yeah. That was a touching little moment. Aww. And then she just like right back to her scowl and walked up. And I'm like, well, okay, that was cool. Like
that is
a lot
cool.
Of people probably didn't get to see that, but I saw that. I'm like, okay,
I like, yeah.
Get all caught up in the characters and not the actual people, but I just thought that was a cool little.
Yeah, that's like that stuff's so much fun. Yeah. It's stuff like that like why we continue to enjoy wrestling. I mean, exactly. Like Paul and I were sitting right behind a Down syndrome kid, and the entire time he was turning around and giving Paul and I fist bumps, and it's just like that kind of like that atmosphere of like it's so cool to be because we're all fans.
Yeah.
And like we're all there to enjoy ourselves. And so this kid turning around, continue like that, like it brought actually a tear to Paul's eye because he was just so touched. Like, man, like it's not the stereotypical wrestling fans that you think of like back in the 90s or
right, like the dude bros and like
or the guys in the overall jeans, like so like the hillbilly wannabes or whatever. Like it's people who like we're all the same, and whether we're different skin colors or ages or mental health capacities, like it was just it meant so. It's just so cool. Like breaking the kayfabe stuff is so great.
Well, I mean, I'll even throw you one from my perspective of things. The kids that were in front of us, which I mean, they were really sweet kids. They were really sweet kids. So once I realized, like, oh wait, these kids aren't smart. They're not smart to the business. I'm not gonna talk about what's. I'm not going to talk so carefree about the business in front of them because I want to preserve that for them. If they don't know, I want to let them live in ignorance for a little bit longer. But one thing I thought was really cool, and it kind of leads us to my next point, was the Kofi Kingston AJ Styles match, which got rewritten. And I think it was originally supposed to be a 6-man tag, and then somewhere in the middle they were like, "No, not a 6-man tag. It's just going to be."
That's what I thought. And then we got there and they showed that it was just AJ versus Kofi.
Yeah,
I'm like,
champion versus champion.
Maybe I saw that wrong on Twitter because Nick, you had like retweeted it. I'm like, oh, okay, that could be a fun match. And then once they got there, they announced it as a singles match. I'm like, oh, I must have misread that. I guess I just saw the graphics and saw all three of them.
No, it got rewritten.
Man, but
man. Well, when oh god, I hate this name. When the OC came out.
God, that's the worst name ever.
It is. It is the worst name. Everybody, because we're all smart. We know about the Bullet Club. We know about New Japan Pro. I think everybody at this point or another knows what the Bullet Club is by now, even if they don't even really know about New Japan. And these kids, like, because me and Cynthia, like, we know the Bullet Club is. Like, we were teaching Cersei how to, like, because she kind of vaguely knows how to do, like, the too sweet.
Right.
So, like, we were, like, me and Cynthia were, like, like, I was holding her up on my shoulder, and we were, like, doing, I was like, hey, Cersei, give us, too sweet. And we hold up, and we both kind of went, like, did a little, woo, and, like, she got really excited. But, like, these kids that were in front of us, like, they were kind of, doing too sweet, and they realized, like, we were up to speed on the Bullet Club, and they're like, "Oh, dude, man, Bullet Club for life, Bullet Club for life." And I was like, and so and one of them held up the too sweet, and I was like, "I got you."
Yeah, right.
Because I usually don't interact with other people's children just because, like, I'm just kind of weird about that. I'm always just like, I'm not gonna, like, I'm a stranger. I'm not gonna talk to some random person's kid. I'm not. That's not my thing. Because I don't even like when random strangers talk to my kid. So I'm definitely not gonna do it to somebody else's. But it's just a personal thing for me. Even when I was a kid, I didn't do that. But no, I just thought it was really cool. It was like it was a solidarity thing. Like everybody was kind of cheering for the same people. Everybody was kind of getting into the to the same stuff. AJ Styles, Kofi Kingston, I thought it was a great match. I kind of wish I did actually, I will say this, I liked the storytelling that was going on in and outside the ring because the New Day, Big E, Xavier Woods, they were kind of trying to police the Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They were trying to make sure, they stayed out of it, and whenever they got involved, they would come over, kind of be like, all right, let me get you. It kind of reminded me like of that was an old school territory match with new school moves is what it felt like. It felt like, It felt like oh man, I'm trying to think of like the best way to put it, but like kind of like the old, like if you did like the Hart Foundation versus like DX or something like that, or you did like the old Dusty and whoever with against the Horsemen or whatever. It was one of those like it felt like a good like old school style match, and it even ended the way that I booked it. Like I was literally sitting there saying, I said, I bet Kofi wins when AJ goes for the freaking the phenomenal. I was trying to think of the name of because it's a dumb move. He was going for the phenomenal forearm, and I was like, I said, I bet you Kofi like hits him with Trouble in Paradise when he does that, and he'll win. And then sure as shit, it happened like literally less than like I think 10 seconds later, and I was like, oh dude, I said y'all gave this away on free TV.
Yeah,
I was like, what are you doing?
It's funny that you say that because now I'm determined for that to be the SmackDown title, the WWE title WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I would like that. I would like that.
Kofi to hold it that long, hold it a full year, and it's against AJ Styles. Like now, I want that to be that's what I want the next to be. WrestleMania match.
The OC looked like a more legitimate threat that night than they did on the Raw reunion.
Yeah,
they looked like a more legitimate threat. And we didn't really talk about Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers. They won the Raw tag straps from the Revival in like a triple threat the previous night. So basically, they're booking the New Day and the OC to have all the belts on their respective shows for the most part. Minus, I guess, like with AJ having the United States title and the Good Brothers having the tag titles. Versus Kofi being WWE champion, and then the New Day as a whole have the tag team, the SmackDown tag team champs. I mean, they're all missing a belt, but you know what I mean. I feel like that, like I said, if you wanted to build a stable versus stable, I could see that. I would pay money to see that.
Yeah.
Sure. Sean, what were your thoughts on the match as a whole?
I'm kind of with you in that. It's kind of it was a nice change of pace to see that. It's SmackDown. SmackDown usually gets it right, at least more than Raw does. But that's a pay-per-view quality match right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah.
And I was much happier that I think the 6-man tag would have been fun too, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's what they end up doing next week, just because. But I'm glad they made it a singles match and just kind of let them both have their opportunity to shine. It seems a little weird to me to just to have AJ lose, I guess, when you got him going into a match with Ricochet at SummerSlam. But I get it. I mean, he lost to the WWE champion. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but
no.
It was a nice change of pace because WWE usually seems to be so hesitant to have any of their bigger names lose any matches cleanly. Like they just don't want to like do any damage to their character. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it was nice just to see, look, it's okay to have two of your top guys go at it and have it end clean with one of them going over the other one. And that's that. And it was very refreshing to see.
I even think they did oh, go ahead, Nick.
Sorry. No, go ahead, Ernie.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I just thought that I was even more surprised they let Kofi win the match. I was actually surprised.
I think Sean put the point perfectly was like, because it was the WWE title.
Versus the United States,
beating the mid-card guy. So, like, of course that's going to happen. And you want to keep Kofi hot going into his match against Randy Orton. Like, that's the only reason why I knew that Kofi would probably win, because Randy Orton will probably get the best of him next week. For the go-home SmackDown, so you want to give Kofi that win on SmackDown.
Which that's actually the one match I'm looking forward to is Randy versus Kofi. Like that's right now, that's the Marquee match.
Yeah. But no, I think you nailed it, Sean, about saying like it would have been fun for them to be a triple tag match or whatever you want to say, a 6-man match.
Yeah, 6-man tag. Yeah.
But to make it singles where the other guys could get involved and not really be like any form of disqualification or too much going on, because they set the pieces up so perfectly. It was a perfect little chess game where Big E was over here taking care of Luke Gallows, and Xavier was over here flipping on top of Carl Anderson, gave AJ the perfect amount of time you think to hit the phenomenal forearm, but then Kofi's able to counter it. So it was a perfect little. Again, like they booked in the show with a match that was going to sell someone on wrestling like Paul, and then a match that's going to like solidify them to stick around and like wonder about like watch more, because it was such a perfect booked way of spots from here and there and just back and forth action. It was really good.
Oh yeah. One thing I will say, the only negative I think I really had about SmackDown was I was very vocal about this on Twitter, was I did not appreciate the booking of Ember Moon. I did not appreciate that at all. You booked Ember to look strong earlier in the night, and then you turn around to make her look like a freaking mook by the end of the match.
Because of what Bayley did to her?
Well, not even just that, just how she lost. Like, she lost to like a regular... Like, okay, no shade on Alexa Bliss, but she does not have a good moonsault, or whatever it is that she does. That's like it's like a half-ass moonsault. I was like, she's losing to this, and she's getting put in the Bayley to belly, and she's selling it like she got shot out of a cannon.
Mm-hmm. That was probably the best Bayley to belly that I've seen.
Oh yeah,
so, and I mean that's on Ember, not Bayley.
Right. Well, case in point, and I brought this up for a reason. Lacey Evans, I know you're not watching this, but if you do. That's how you sell a Bayley to belly. Just throwing that out there. But I mean, like I said, I'm not saying that, I don't know what they're going to do with Ember Moon and Bayley at SummerSlam, but yeah, Ember Moon went from looking like a competent, legitimate championship contender the week before, taking out both Charlotte and Bayley, and then she loses to Alexa Bliss via a move that should not put anybody out. Especially considering how little Alexa Bliss is. Like, she doesn't have enough meat on her bones to, like, really make that a painful maneuver. I mean, maybe it's the boniness. And I'm not trying to body shame her, because I know she had some issues with anorexia in the past. I'm just saying that, like, she is a skinny mini, and,
yeah,
sure. It just is what it is. But I do want to say that I see the writing on the wall, like, early for this match, and I can see right now. Well, Bayley got the better of Ember Moon this week, so that means Ember Moon will probably get the better of Bayley next week for the go home, and then Bayley will lose. Not Bayley, but Ember Moon will lose, because usually if you get your comeuppance too early on the go home show, then you're probably going to lose at the actual show. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't like the loss in the actual match, because I understand like the grievance with that, but I did love that Bayley did hit her with that her move, because it showed that Bayley is not just gonna be
goody two shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a white meat baby face.
Right.
I'm just a good guy because that's what good guys do.
Right, and that's what I was telling her. Like, when she hit it, I was like, damn, that's really awesome.
I actually like that, because that was a heel move. That was a heel move right there.
Yeah, but she's getting retribution for last week, but she's also showing, like, yo, I'm here to fight.
Yeah, like that part didn't bother me so much. I felt like Bayley did owe her a receipt. Yeah. I just hated that, like, it came after she got beat by Alexa Bliss, who, should she even be wrestling? Should she even be wrestling right now? Isn't she, like, consistently on the injured list? Neither here nor there. No. But yeah, I don't know. Like, so that was kind of the one. Okay, so who stayed after 205 Live?
We hit the doors the second it ended.
Okay, because I know that they were supposed to have they kept talking about, oh, your main event of the evening is going to be Bayley versus Charlotte for the women's championship. And I was like, why is this after 205 Live?
Yeah.
Can someone explain this to me, please?
So was it a whole hour later?
I guess, because
did you stay or did you
bounce? I bounced, like, because Cynthia, she had to open. She had to be up like 5 a.m. and it was already like 10 something. So she was like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
So did y'all stay for 205 Live?
No. As soon as it started, like they were changing everything up. We left. Like I think Mike Kanellis and Drake Maverick's video packages were playing when we left. So
okay, that stuff fell on Roman. I was like, "Let's go, Paul."
We're out.
Yeah.
I guess before we jump out of here, real quick, I don't want to because I want to talk about these two things real quick. These are just more announcements than anything else. Apparently the AEW TNT debut, which is going to be October the 2nd.
Yep.
In Washington D.C. Basically, they have released the ticket pricing for the show, and I gotta admit, I gotta admit, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, man. Basically $20 seats. $20 seats at here. I'm gonna put this in the. I don't know if anybody will actually be able to see this, but I'm going to send y'all this link, and y'all can do with that what you will. So basically, what they're doing is they've got nosebleed seats at $20 a pop. Some seats that are some nosebleed, some not. At $35 a pop. Everything facing the stage at $50. Ringside, like kind of ringside adjacent is $75, and then facing the hard camera is $90. And if you want to be like literally right at ringside, like $250. Which includes a collector's chair, if that matters to you. I'm gonna say, man, that's actually competitive pricing compared to compared to some other things. Because I can go and tell you right now, I think for our seats, which was it section 111 on this chart is where we were, like for the FedEx Forum, and we paid. I paid more than $90 per ticket for that. So I can go ahead and say yes, this was that's actually a good deal. Excuse me. And basically, what they're basically announcing that the tickets are going to go on sale tomorrow, which by the time this goes up, it'll actually be the day of. So yes, if you are listening to this, the tickets literally are on sale right now. Also,
DC, right?
Yeah, Washington D.C. They've already announced matches. It's supposed to be Chris Jericho and some mystery opponents. Was it versus the
Young Bucks?
Yeah, Kenny Omega. So you got that.
Just to answer anyone's question, no, I'm not one of Chris Jericho's partners.
Oh,
let everyone know.
And
I won't be there.
And I guess we probably should say this for Kevin. It probably will not be CM Punk.
It will not be CM Punk.
That said, they've also announced that the inaugural AEW Women's World Champion will be crowned at the debut. Now, originally it was thought that they would do this at All Out, which apparently is not the case. But now, and I think the plans probably changed because of Britt Baker, because of the concussion that she suffered. She still hasn't been 100% medically cleared, so they're probably holding it back for that reason more than anything else.
Saying like they're gonna put the title on her, most likely.
I would be surprised if they didn't. Britt Baker's Money in the Bank. I mean, not only that, she is booed up with Adam Cole, so I mean that's just kind of like check out our women's champion. Hey.
Yeah.
It was kind of a tactic they used in WWE for a minute with Ricochet, or not in WWE but in Impact with Tessa Blanchard, because I think at the time, she was dating Ricochet, but then they broke up, and then he was dating Katie Catanzaro, and blah blah blah. Anyway, neither here nor there. I don't care about their relationships. I just read things. Right. But yeah, so I mean, what are y'all's thoughts? Is this good ticket pricing? Do you think this is a good move to put the women's belt, the inaugural crowning, on TV?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna wait for someone to get healthy for who you wanted to put the belt on the first time, then yeah, I mean, makes sense. It's a shame that it can't be on a big spot like All Out, but
yeah,
at the same time, you'd rather give the person who deserves that belt their time and not force it onto someone else or whatever. And yeah, it's a smart move.
I agree. What about you, Sean?
I think it's the right move. You're obviously trying to build up All Out to be kind of the be all end all, but at the same time, always leave them wanting more. You got to have something to sell that first TV show. So I think it's the right move.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Now, I would have liked and would have thought, or maybe not thought, but hoped that we'd be seeing a TV title on that first episode. But,
same here. Maybe they'll make that announcement. They might make that announcement. You never know.
Yeah, they could do both. But I mean, it makes sense. On your first episode, you got to crown a champ. I mean, it's the right move.
Yeah.
Even if you're not going to crown an inaugural champ, I think it was pretty likely we were probably going to see some title change hands or something, just to have something of, no pun intended, but something of impact to happen on that first show.
Right.
And the only way to do it is just crown an inaugural champ. So I'm down with it. I like it.
They'll have tag team champions by then too, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, they should, because the tag team tournament continues at All Out. Okay. And by the time that they get through that, I don't know if they're going to have just... I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm assuming that they will also crown the champions that night. But I know between now and then, the Bucks are up against Private Party, but I don't think that really is tangential. I think that's not even really close to being anything related to the tournament, because if I'm not mistaken, Private Party, they lost, so they're not even in the tournament anymore. Yeah. I think that's just more the Bucks wanting to have a match with a tag team that they respect. Right. Yeah, I mean, as far as all the rest of it, yeah, man, I think I'm here for it, man. I want to see it. I'm actually really loving the way they are promoting AEW for television, and I don't know if y'all know this, but I was even more impressed that Nyla Rose was front and center on a lot of their promo packaging. I saw that. Even the closing shot was, I think it was her and Jon Moxley on either side, and I was like, dude, that's amazing. Yeah. That said, the ticket prices I'm here for. I hope they maintain those ticket prices, because I'm really holding out hope that they bring a show here to Memphis. I think that it's not a matter of if, but when. Yeah. And I would love to. I would love to see that. I really would. But yeah, that's all my thoughts on it. I think that's everything. I think we covered everything, I think. We got everything. Oh, yeah. Did we get everything? We got everything. Yeah. That said, so y'all know the drill by this point, I would hope. You can follow us, the Smark Shooters. You can follow us at Smark Shooters on Twitter. You can also go to nerd901.com. You see that right here on the shirt.
Good looking shirt. It's a good looking shirt.
Yeah, I think it's a nice looking shirt. I think it's a nice looking shirt. But if you go to the nerd901.com website, you can also find us on there, as well as you can find some of my own personal works for Blur Without Fear. You can find Sean from doing his thing with Kevin, playing all kinds of crazy games, podcasting and whatnot with 2-player co-op.
Also nominated for Best Local Podcast.
Also, yes, which I want to say shout out. I wish I had like the button ready. I was like that little beep 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 beep. I wanted, but yeah, I wasn't ready. But yes, no. So congratulations to Kevin and Sean. Which I'm sad Kevin's not here. But I know he's still reeling from moving and putting together furniture from IKEA. So I totally get it. But yeah, congratulations to Kevin and Sean, 2-player co-op, for getting that nomination. So there's just a lot of really amazing things that are on one website, so you should totally go there, check it out. And like I said, go follow all our stuff. Go follow 2-player co-op. Go follow Blur Without Fear. Follow Smark Shooters. Follow Mel, who is all day writing amazing blogs for the site. And on top of all that, make sure if you are watching this on YouTube, don't forget we are trying to work our way up to 100 subscribers so we can get that custom channel URL. So make sure you're clicking subscribe, tickle that subscribe button a little bit, and just poke it one good time. And make sure you click that bell so you get notifications. Also, speaking of, make sure that if you're following us on Spotify, Google Play, I don't think we've gotten on iTunes yet. Are we? Okay. So, Google Play, Spotify, those are going to be two of the main places, which I think is actually, when I looked it up, is where most people listen anyway. But make sure that you follow us on there. Make sure that you check us out at Smark Shooters. Make sure you give us a rating on all those different sites. I'm pretty sure you can do that. And y'all have an amazing evening. I guess can we do the Kenny Omega thing? I've been trying to think of interesting ways to sign us out. So I'm not gonna do the boing thing. I think I did that last time. We've already worn that out. But I just want to say good night and goodbye. Bang.